What is up, everybody? Today is the trade recap for July 6th, 2026 in Tactical One Trade on Pltr. And this video, I'm pretty much going over right what the market did today, what opportunities there were, and also what I saw. Right, let's go into the video. So let me pretty much let me delete these tabs real quick. So let me pull up my alerts and pretty much talk to you guys. Let's go over pretty much what I alerted, and then we'll go over my game plan, what I was thinking when I called them out. So let's get into the video. So 8:44, right? No pre-market game plan, right? But we did have a weekly outlook posted. So if you guys watch that weekly outlook, right, then the things that happened today are not kind of surprising, right? Like especially Tesla recame above 400, extremely strong price action, right? Up 20 points above our entry level, right? Which is absolutely insane, right? So that is for sure something I missed out on today, right? They call us out in the weekly outlook, right? But again, it's just a simple play just based off market structure, right? But yeah, anyways, yeah, let's go over the alert real quick, right? So 8:44, Pltr calls on watch 132, and Pltr calls QQ needs to break pre-market high here, right? My entry, and then QQ spy, right? I want to see QQ break pre-market high, so then Pltr can get more buyers. 132 is gonna be TP1 raw trim. Tesla insane V shape. As I said earlier, right? Like Tesla had an insane reclaim above 400 after that drop in the first 5 minutes. Let's fucking go, because then we had that 132 break scaling here 20%, and then Palantir had a very nice pop into previous high level, which I think contracts were up over 30%. So, and then after that happened, after we have a strong break above 132, which is my TP1, right? I can safely have my stop loss break even, because now I want to see just this simply as trend above, right? Show relative strength, and then if you're showing relative strength of a pre-market high as well, just need to QQ to hold up pre-market high. Palantir should move nicely, right? Spidey's break high day as well. Ideally, I like Spider break high day as well, because I want everything to kind of go together. Red floor news at 9, and then at 9 o'clock, right, which is a new stop loss on Palantir, right? So stop loss ended up paying on Palantir. This name did not show relative strength here. Just ended up coming back down here, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? Risk was managed beautifully. Thesis played out perfectly again, right? We laid the TP, which is our previously high level, right? Top tick perfectly. But yeah, so Palantir, very beautiful trade, right? Especially on that previous high level, right? This is why you have to have your levels, right? Your TPs at areas that are going to show strong buying and selling, which is areas of liquidity, right? And yeah, I mean that's pretty much a trade cap, right? Just simply found a name, Palantir, higher time frame, extremely looks very nice, right? Clearly making strong high highs, higher lows, bouncing off the area of support, right? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, right? Just simply playing with the higher time frame trend. And then intraday price action is looking bullish, right? Above our zone, above that 130 zone, we want to see Palantir break above. Strong price action, right? And then because they got a worse entry, because think about it, the best entry on this name, right? There's two entries you could take on the name, right? Technically, you could enter at this 836 candle, right? Because of strong bars off this fair value gap, right? Plus 90 MA. But again, a better entry, which I was actually looking at, which I kind of was hesitant to enter on, was this reclaim of this zone, right? This 5 range high plus pre-market high zone, right? So this zone was honestly the best risk to reward to enter off of, because you could have entered above this zone, stop loss below this. Stop loss would have been below this this zone, right? Pre-market high plus 5 range high, and then you just want to see a simply trend above, right? That would have been the best entry on this name. But again, I was hesitant on this name just because I've been trading a while, so I waited for a little bit more confirmation, right? And what was that confirmation? That 131 level and this price action, right? The strong price action showed that this bar stepping up to continue that trend at that 131. That was simply my entry thesis on this trade, and yeah, I mean, it played out very beautifully. Honestly, if I could go back in time, right, I should have been more aggressive and entered at my initial thesis, right? But yeah, that's pretty much the trade, right? Overall, right, today was a kind of an easy day. I'm gonna be honest, right? If you're a red today, then there's something you're doing wrong, because a lot of these names had very straightforward moves, right? Tesla and Palantir are clearly the two kind of main winners of today, especially Tesla, right? Like Tesla, literally insane move, right? Like this name is moving like a meme coin. It's actually insane, right? So this name, absolutely insane opportunities, not gonna lie, especially above that 400 level, which I talked about in the weekly outlook, right? Literally talked about it, right? Even higher time frame. This just looks insane now, right? And so let's look at a high time frame now, right? Let's see what we can expect for tomorrow, just real quick, right? So again, guys, look at that. Insane drop on Tesla, and then insane recovery on Tesla as well. So this is just having insane price action movement. So again, we can keep an eye on Tesla tomorrow, right? If there's above our previous levels to place with this momentum, right? We're clearly reclaiming 400 with strong price action. So I want to be looking to play Tesla again just with that momentum, right? Of course, we have easy, obvious liquidity targets, right? Our target's going to be what tomorrow's going to be at 420, 422, right? And then we're target of course, that 424, right? But then we have clear targets right here, right? We have 425.29, and then we have this 428, or there's that 429, right? So clear targets, right? And if we break above this, which if we do, right, then it's gonna be that 432.79, right? So we have clear targets on the higher time frame, right? If you do show that momentum on Tesla, so keep an eye out that for tomorrow. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it, right? I think that's pretty much it. No other really names showed strong price action slash at a higher time frame. Thesis, right? If you guys watch the weekly outlook, as I said, right? Amazon, trash, right? Microsoft actually was looking decent, I won't lie. But again, this is opening trash below previous pre-market low. So again, you're not gonna be long this at all, right? So again, there's a very clear criteria. You can just chop these names out just based off our levels and higher time frame. And that's what you need to be understanding is that we're not looking for a complicated trade. We're not trying to predict things. We're trying to see what looks good and has a higher time frame alignment, right? And that's why I talk. And then in the outlook, right, I talk about the higher time frame, and then when we actually trade, right, that's why I look at the levels and price action, and then you combine those two together, and that's how you find good trades. It's literally that simple, right? Um, like I think that's pretty much the key to trading, in my opinion. Like that's literally the key. Like to be honest. Of course, there's other things that go on, but like strategy wise and like conditioning wise, I think that's literally all you need. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much a trade recap. I'm be honest, right? I think I dropped a lot of information, right? Very kind of straightforward day. Again, I should have sized up a little bit more on this trade, but again, I don't know. I don't know. And yeah, that's pretty much trade recap. Again, guys, as long as you manage your risk, guys, you will become a winner in the long term in trading. Just because just the way how trading works, we're targeting continuation, and if you can just get those trades with continuation, your risk reward will always be positive, right? You'll always be targeting more than a 1-to-1, right? And options trading, you have to target more than 1-to-1, right? Because you have data. You also have like on your stop losses, you'll have big red drops. So you have to make sure your risk to reward is at least 1-to-3, at least 1-to-3, or at least 1-to-2.5, right? That's what people don't really talk about, right? People will talk about 1-to-2, 1-to-1, but that's not really how it is realistically in trading in options, especially. You have to have a 1.25 minimum or 1-to-3, right? And if you guys go back in all my trades, right, you'll see that all of them are usually above 1-to-3 easily, right? Because we're trying to catch continuation, playing the trend, and so yeah. Um, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, right? Apple actually had a really nice move as well. This name was extremely choppy, but a higher time frame was extremely clear on this name, right? If you go higher time frame, actually, I'm just talking too much, bro. I'm talking too much. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys got information, if you guys have any questions, don't forget to join Discord down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, peace.